There's a drive deep right. Cubs win! Cubs win on a grand slam by Hayward.
How sweet does that feel for Jason Hayward? Pile on, boys!
Postcard weather on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. There's the Cubs' first-round draft pick. Just kidding. Maybe in 2030 he might be. Cubs baseball here on NBC Sports Chicago. It's the rubber game today. Phillies and the Cubs after a wild night last night. Great to have you with us today. Alongside Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. So many things that were unexpected happened last night, and that's why you never leave a baseball game. Really.
Yeah, and those that left early missed one big moment, one big swing in the bat by Jason Hayward, a walk-off grand slam. Yeah, there were some improbable things in that ball game. The home runs by the Philly hitters against Cishek and Morrow. The Cubs giving up that 3-0 lead, but it all ended on a positive note. Hayward turning on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, his first extra base hit against a left-handed pitcher all year.
Couple of things lost in the shuffle. Corey Mazzoni got his first major league win, and it was a double-digit strikeout night for Jose Quintana.
Yeah, so two good ones back-to-back. 6 shutout last time out for Quintana against the Mets. Last night, first couple guys reached against him. He looked a little wobbly early, but settled in nicely. Commanded the inside corner to the right-handed hitters with his fastball. Got the changeup going a little bit later on. Had a pretty good curveball throughout his outing. When he left the ball game, he had not allowed any runs. A couple men on base. They came in on the Altair home run, but a solid line, 5 2/3, 10 punch-outs, 2 earned runs charged to Quintana.
So no decision for Jose, and the Cubs actually had a no-hitter thrown in their system. The South Bend Cubs in the Midwest League got a combined 9-inning no-hitter from starter Raleigh Lacey and reliever Ben Hecht.
Yeah, and fitting that Hecht followed Lacey because that's how they were drafted last year. This is really their first full year of professional ball. Lacey, 11th round pick last year, Hecht, number 12. Neither one of those guys show up on the Cubs' top prospect list, but obviously if they continue to do that, they likely will. Lacey showed a very nice curveball in that outing.
That was a 7-0 win over the Fort Wayne Tin Caps last night. Lineup is interesting today. Tommy La Stella is playing second base. Still no Addison Russell as he battles the finger issue. And Jason Hayward is not in the lineup today. We've got 4 consecutive day games to end the homestand, and Joe figured let's just give him today off.
Yeah, let him put his feet up and relax and enjoy the moment from last night.
Chris Jimenez will catch Tyler Chatwood today, and it's a combination we might see down the road too.
Yeah, and going back to the Russell thing, in a perfect world you would have Russell Baez out there with Chatwood on the mound because balls in play against Tyler a lot of times end up on the ground, so you do give up a little bit defensively with Addy not being available. Javi slides over to play short, and Tommy at second.
All right, when we come back, we'll chat with Doug Glanville and the anatomy of a 9th inning come-from-behind win. Cubs baseball on NBC Sports Chicago. PHIChicago.com, presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. And our Cubs insider Doug Glanville joining me here to talk about that wild ninth inning last night. And it always feels like it starts with a leadoff walk, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, well, you think about the Gatorade bath being poured on Jason Heyward. We really should have poured it on the entire team for the ninth inning heroics. It just showed a combination of a lot of the skills of this team, the discipline at the plate. Kyle Schwarber throws the distraction away. And Dominguez, by the way, hadn't walked a batter the entire season. So he knew he had something there, distraction with the bat, and then a little over-aggressive by the Phillies catcher Alfaro here, tries to throw behind him. Ill-advised throw, gets by, once again putting Schwarber into scoring position. And this is a great piece of hitting by Almora, looking better and better with each at-bat, staying inside. A guy who's throwing 100 miles an hour, and then Happ comes in, works the count, really tight pitch, but good discipline at the same time. So this at-bat sums it up here. Even though a wild pitch for Heyward, way outside, non-competitive, close one there, he didn't bite, and then fouls off a tough one after this pitch right down the middle, and fouls one straight back. You're saying, okay, he's close, he's right on top of it, and then the fastball, he gets up and gets those long arms extended. So, you know, look at the distance, by the way, the backspin on that ball. So Heyward really obviously had his struggles. Last 10 days, 2 weeks has really put some things together. And when you think about any games like this where you come back, it's a total team effort. Little pieces, even Chris Bryant's base running, big hits by Anthony Rizzo. You recognize it all came together at the right time for the Cubs.
I talked to Brian Butterfield, the Cubs' third base coach, who's been in the game forever, and he said, I've seen a lot of walk-off wins, but he said that one felt different for a lot of reasons, but the main one is how hard Jason Heyward has worked, and the fact that he hit the big home run should be really celebrated.
Yeah, well, you know, it's been a tough couple of years just in terms of his offensive side, his productivity on that end. But everybody recognized Heyward contributes in a lot of other ways, the defense, the leadership. So everybody takes that next level excitement when you see him contribute on the offensive side. And no bigger hit, a walk-off grand slam to really turn around a tough starter in Aaron Nola. That's a big win for the Cubs.
One other little thing about that inning, we showed you the walk Ian Happ took. It was a pinch hit plate appearance. You have to feel like Tommy La Stella has an influence on some of these younger hitters in the pinch, right?
Well, Tommy La Stella has been incredible, and you think about every at-bat, even off the bench, is a quality at-bat. He's fouling some tough pitches off. That is a tall order. I remember trying to pinch hit myself and coming in cold. He's put great at-bats, and it elevates everybody. When you see his at-bats, you realize, okay, I can come off the bench and contribute. And Happ had a wonderful at-bat there, really, to keep that inning going.
All right, good stuff. Doug Glanville, our Cubs insider. As we get you set for the rubber game today, let's throw it down to the field and today's national anthem.
Army ROTC. At this time, please remain standing and join John Vincent as he honors America with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. free. And now of the brave.
Back at Wrigley with this Miller Lite game report. The Cubs riding high after Jason Hayward's walk-off heroics last night, and certainly looking to take the series finale here with that momentum. It will also tie a bow on the return of Jake Arrieta here to Wrigley Field. And before the series began, Jake actually said the best hugger on the team, Jason Hayward. How about that? So I'm sure it was hard for him to watch that outcome last night, but probably deep down feeling pretty good for Jason Hayward. But I had a chance to sit down with the former Cy Young Award winner and just discuss the emotions that he has felt here in his return to the friendly confines.
I just get goosebumps thinking about it, you know, just the appreciation and the passion that went in on my side and all these guys in the Cubs uniform. What we try to bring to the table for the fans each and every night, tried to put on a show, and we worked tremendously hard to give them something that they could be proud of, and I think we did a really good job of that. You know, having that bad taste in our mouth after 2015, getting swept in the NLCS by the Mets, and then trying to come back stronger and more well studied and more well prepared for the next challenge ahead. And we had tremendous coaching, tremendous support system, and a group of guys that really cared about each other. So to see the admiration and the appreciation for that, and not only for what I was able to do, but as a team, it's really special, and it's something that I'll never be able to replace.
We'll see Jake later this year in Philadelphia, end of August, early September. But for now, it is the rubber match coming your way between the Cubs And the Phillies, Lynn and JD will have the call coming up on NBC Sports Chicago.
Sports Chicago is brought to you in part by Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
And we'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Reynolds Cable in Reynolds, Illinois, and all our viewers here on NBC Sports Chicago on a gorgeous day. Slight breeze off the lake. Basically a cloudless day. And the Cubs hosting the Phillies. Milwaukee is off today, and the Brewers will start a weekend series in Philadelphia tomorrow night. The Cubs are one game back of the Brewers in the division, but they have 24 losses. The Brewers have lost 25. So the Cubs have a few games to make up on the first place team, and who knows who will be in first place by the time we get to Milwaukee on Monday.
Yeah, that's obviously going to be a very fun series. The Brewers have dropped 3 in a row. The entire month of May, they did not lose back-to-back games, so I guess they were due for a little bit of a downturn, and the Cubs playing great baseball, winners of 9 of 12, taking advantage.
So right-hander Tyler Chatwood coming off a much better outing his last time out in New York, and he'll face the following Phillies Southwest starting lineup. Boy, it's like a stake to the heart when you lose a game like they did last night. Hernandez, Herrera, Kingery at the top. Santana, Altair, and Cousins, who hit the go-ahead homer in the top of the ninth. Andrew Knapp will catch. J.P. Crawford, just off the DL yesterday, will play third. Nick Pivetta, the pitcher, will bat ninth.
Cubs defensively this afternoon have Kyle Schwarber in left field, Albert Almora Jr. center. Ian Happ gets the start in right today. Baez Listella up the middle. Brian Rizzo on the corners. Chris Jimenez gets the starting assignment behind home plate. And our Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher for the Cubs is Tyler Chatwood. This is a start number 12 for him. He's 3-4 with a 4.02. Team is 5-6 in his 11 starts. still has walked more than he has struck out, but as Len mentioned, better last time. He ended up walking 4, 2 in his final inning of work. But he did a lot of good work in that start against the Mets. Got a no decision in the game. The Cubs ultimately won 7-4. Pitched a dandy against the Phillies last May. 7 innings of 1-hit shutout ball.
Nick Marley gets a plate. Jerry Lane, the crew chief, at first. Jordan Baker at second. Vic Carapazza is over at third. And we're watching Tyler warm up. He is throwing from both the windup and his final pitch from the stretch, as most guys do. A little bit of a combo in his last start in New York.
Yeah, I think he would prefer to use the full windup, but if things start to get a little loose on him, he'll go to the stretch, simplify the mechanics, and really focus on trying to find the strike zone. He gets tremendous movement on his fastball. And sometimes he has a hard time harnessing it. Has a tendency to run arm side up and away on him. And this will be a particular challenge here because Hernandez is a very disciplined hitter. He's second in the National League in walks, trailing only Bryce Harper.
So it's Chatwood to Hernandez. We're underway as he bunts it foul. "73 degrees and east wind at 9. Bryant pulled in at third.
So
it's like a good pitch, didn't get it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's a little bit of a hybrid windup that he's got. He starts in what appears to be a stretch position, but he does do a little move here with his front foot just to create a little momentum.
1-2. Hernandez did not put a ball in play in 5 trips last night. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He scored a run. All the Phillies runs came on 2 dramatic home runs off Cub relievers. Called strike 3.
95 at the knees, outside corner. Almost always gets the job done. Where Jimenez had set up. Jimenez very quiet behind the plate. That's a good target, has good hands.
Tyler 14 punch outs away from 500 in his career. As Odubel Herrera, it's a comebacker. Chatwood will pick it up, throws to first, and it goes into the dugout. That will be a single and an error on Chatwood.
Tyler is a very good athlete, and he usually fields his position very well. He would probably tell you he should have gloved the comebacker and certainly should have gotten him. It just took a little while to recover it, and you always want to make this play because it's a big out, but back pocket would have been a good place to go with that one.
Kingery, the shortstop, in his 56th game. He was 212 and takes low. Cubs rotation with a 2.79 collective ERA over their last 9 games. Now 2 balls, no strikes. Phillies are patient. They will take their walks. So you think, at least early on, they're probably going to try to wait out Chatwood.
Yeah, so I was a little bit surprised to see Hernandez bunt at the first pitch of the ball game. I thought he would be in take mode. Most of the guys are patient. Kingery not so much. He likes to swing it. He has power. He hasn't shown a lot yet at the big league level, but he did as a minor leaguer. The guy on deck is a walk machine.
3-1. At second base, 1 out, top 1. 3-2.
Sometimes I think he feels more comfortable throwing that little cut fastball when he has to find the strike zone than his two-seamer.
I thought his cutter was really good in New York. Defensive swing by Kingery that time.
Mentioned the game Tyler pitched against the Phillies last year. Overall, he's made 6 starts against the Phils. He's 3-2 with a 3.27 earned run average. It's an interesting matchup today in that Chatwood struggled here in his home ballpark with an ERA above 5. Pavetta, the kid going for the Phillies, has been really good at home, but 6 and change on the road.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
And he had the right guy up there. Young guy, anxious, man in scoring position, trying to drive in a run, expanded the zone. 2 punch outs here in the early going for Tyler.
Brings up switch hitting Carlos Santana. And at second base, 2 outs. We signed him to a 3-year contract in the winter. Also team option for 2021. Not known for his defense.
It's known for his plate discipline and his power.
In his minor league career as an infielder, outfielder, and catcher. Caught to start his big league career with Cleveland, and now playing first base for the Phillies. So without asking Gabe Kapler, I would assume he would be their emergency catcher. If everybody else is hurt, he could probably get back there. 3 balls, no strikes. Kyle Schwarber for the Cubs.
The 3rd best walk to strikeout ratio Santana does in baseball, behind Jose Ramirez and Andrelton Simmons.
And Ramirez putting up almost an MVP type start with Cleveland. Home runs already for Ramirez. Three and 1 the count. Make it 3-2. Gotta figure there were some fans who walked out of the ballpark and were standing on Waveland or Clark and heard this big cheer. And what just happened? What did I miss?
The world is going on in there. The ballpark appears to be shaking.
Well, it was totally rocking when Hayward hit the big home run. Just off the corner, Chatwood
doing the walk-off, trying to influence Marley, the home plate umpire, but it was off the edge, and just the difference between Santana and Kingery on display here. Kingery chased, Santana did not.
Now Altair, who just loves hitting in this ballpark. 435 in 6 career games. He's 3 for 7 in the series with 5 RBIs, 3 coming on the game-tying homer of Steve Cishek last night.
He's something like 3 out of 30 coming into this series. So that one was so improbable. First home run Cishek had allowed in over 50 innings. Hanging slider and jumped all over it.
This will be Chatwood's 20th pitch. But first, a brief timeout. I think the challenge for an offense, his game plan is to be patient, is to not be passive, right?
Yeah, you have to be ready to hit.
And that's where Chatwood, might be able to buy some strikes, some quote cheap strikes by guys having a bat on their shoulders. He just got hit, and that's going to load the bases. Jimenez looking into the Cubs dugout. I don't know if he thinks that ball might have hit the bat. Jim Hickey's going to make a visit, or at least was, as the Cubs will check the video.
And Hickey has retreated back into the dugout while they make up their mind whether to challenge this or not.
Got him on the
knuckles. And now Hickey will trot on out and have a chat with Chatwood. Could be a good TV show. Chat with Chatwood.
You've got the yin and the yang with baseball, right? And there's certain guys who have such great command, they become, quote, comfortable at bats for certain batters. Whereas Chatwood is the opposite. So while there is wildness in his game, it can lend to some effectiveness.
Yeah, the old cliche, effective wildness. And we've seen that from him at times this year. And he always walks that fine line between effective wildness and we got to get you out of the game wildness. And either way, the bigger issue is all the pitches it takes him to get through the lineup a couple of times. So it's been a lot of really short starts for him, and they're just trying to find some consistency so he can, cover more outs, take the burden off the bullpen a little bit. But you're spot on. They don't hit him hard. He's allowed a .232 batting average. He's only allowed 3 home runs all year. Doesn't give up a lot of damage.
They've got the bases loaded for rookie Dylan Cousins. He swings and misses.
Well, and I think maybe the message from Hickey is let's mix in a couple breaking balls, and that's, when a pitcher's having a hard time finding the zone with his fastball, throw something else. Just change the feel a little bit. This guy's a moose.
His first career homer last night. 0-2. A basket shot to the opposite way off Brandon Morrow. Hadn't given up one since 2016.
Yeah, he and Cishek had the first and third longest homerless streaks going in all of baseball.
1-2.
Cousins last year at AAA hit 27 home runs. He had 10 down at AAA this year before being called up. He hit 40 in 2016 at the AA level.
And that led all of the minor leagues. And he went around, and the Phillies leave the bases loaded. On one hit, a walk, a hit batter. Cubs are coming up when we come back. lineup. Plus 90 run differential, best in the National League. Almora, La Stella, and Bryant will start things today. Rizzo homered last night, has been scorching hot here the last few weeks. Baez, Schwarber, Happ getting his only start of the series. And the battery, 8 and 9, Jimenez and Chatwood.
Phillies defensively have really struggled. Here's how they line up today. Cousins left. Herrera was at times looked shaky out in center field. Altair plays right. Crawford, Kingery, a couple of youngsters on the left side of the diamond. Hernandez, Santana second, first. Andrew Knapp gets a start behind the plate. And the Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies is Canadian-born Nick Pivetta. 4-4 through 12 starts. The Phillies are 8-4 when he's the chunker. 3.48 ERA, significant upgrade over what he did last year. He had a 6+ ERA last year.
Almora in the leadoff position. And he swings away and pops into short center. Before we had a chance to mention the leadoff man, and dropped. Herrera lost it in the sun. And Vinny's waits on the scoring decision. Vinny's Beverage Depot donates $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository on a leadoff hit. And it's a double. Make that a double, Vinny's.
Can't be a double. I get it. Make it a double, Benny's. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Make me a double, Lloyd.
Wow.
A little early pressure here for Pivetta. Got a 6 ERA on the road, a 2.20 in his home ballpark back in Philadelphia. Got a guy up there who can move the ball. Stella. A lot of times you see him try to hook the ball in this situation, go out and take that pitch away and pull it to the right side to advance the base runner. 2-0 now. He might be having grander ideas here.
Here's a pitch.
Oh my. Old Marley was dead. It's not a strike. Look at Knapp pulling it back to the plate. Doesn't use that pitch much at all. He's got a good lively heater. He likes to elevate, gets good spin on his four-seam fastball. Improved usage and effectiveness with his secondary pitches this year, slider and curveball.
Ground ball back to the pitcher. And a little surprised Pivetta didn't run at Almora, or at least, what do we got? Catcher's interference?
I guess so.
Can you believe this? Nick Pivetta saying, can I have a do-over here?
Yeah,
it should be 2 outs, nobody on. So that will be no at bat for La Stella and an error charge to the catcher Knapp.
We've seen this before with Tommy. He stays back. He lets the ball travel. You see Knapp reaching for it, and apparently Tommy just clipped the end of his mitt. And Tommy immediately pointing it out to Marley, who heard the tick-tick and ruled in his favor. So far Pivetta's gotten a pop up to shallow center and a comebacker to the mound, and he's got a heap of trouble. With 2 on and nobody out. He's got Chris Bryant to deal with.
So Chris Bryant, 2 on, nobody out. And takes a strike. 3 out of 7 in the series. And a steal of third from first base on a walk. Inside for a ball. Cardinals lead the Marlins 2-0, sixth inning in St. Louis. That's Miles Michaelis for the Redbirds, Trevor Richards for Miami, Jose Martinez on their first inning 2-run homer. The Pirates are trailing in the sixth 4-1 to the Dodgers. We'll see the Pirates here at Wrigley Field tomorrow.
95 moving in on the hands. And Pivetta last year was very fastball reliant, especially when he was behind in the count. Now he's learning to mix in his breaking pitches a little bit and quote unquote fastball counts. Last year was his first taste of the big leagues. He made 26 starts, 8-10 with a 6.02. He did post very good strikeout numbers.
Is 1-2 taken off the outside. There's a lot of snickering about the Tampa Bay Rays using an opener. Sergio Romo throwing an inning or two and then going to another relief pitcher. The Dodgers today started Daniel Hudson, scoreless, hitless first, and then went to left-hander Scott Alexander, and they've got a 4-1 lead in the sixth. 5 pitchers used already.
Yeah, so that was a full-on bullpen day for the Dodgers. The Rays model a little bit different, right? Where they started Romo and then the next guy was kind of stretched out a little bit. But yeah, I don't get the snickering. I think it's great and experiment, see how it plays, as Joe likes to say. There's a lot of old school people who just immediately dismiss things out of hand.
2-2 call, strike 3. Chris really upset with that call. That is emphatic as you'll ever see Chris Bryant.
Yeah. Big situation with a couple men on base. It's a pitcher's pitch for sure. Chris has such a good eye. We talk a lot about Schwarber getting rung up on borderline pitches or just misses, and it happens to Chris a lot too because he is so disciplined, has a real good feel for the zone.
Here's Rizzo. First and second. One away. Last 31 games, his OPS over 1,000 after a very slow start through the end of April.
.345 with runners in scoring position now. That's 10th best in the league. And the leaders in RBI now. He's up to 40.
And the league leader is on deck.
Some juicy numbers.
So a guy in a Villanova hat and a Phillies jersey, I'm guessing, is in town from Philadelphia.
Yeah, either that or he's a transplant.
Both starters having to work pretty hard here in the first inning. And in the case of Nick Pivetta, he probably should be out of the inning. Coming home on a 1-2, and it misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Anthony had home run number 9 last night off Aaron Nola, leading off the second inning. It was a fastball up, out of the strike zone, up. Meant to be in. It leaked a little bit out over the plate, but it was a real quick swing of the bat.
For the Dodgers today, by the way, Dennis Santana was originally supposed to start. He got scratched. Right lat soreness, so that's why they're going with a bullpen there. And again, they got a lead.
Staying alive. Play it, Gary.
A rare missed opportunity.
Good day for a
Still
sun
2-2.
hat.
Infield fly
Could be
rule
trouble.
probably in effect, even though the sun is not easy today, and it is in effect. And because of the sun and the weird inning, it might have been the ball that maybe drop on purpose, but the other side of it is it's the second out of the inning, and if you're Nick Pivetta, you don't want your infielders messing around, but they might have been able to get Almora to panic. So Baez with 2 on. Down the left field line, but it's going to go way foul. Now the infield fly, the human nature part of it is, I think the only way an infielder really could get a runner to bite is to really act like the sun bothers you on a play that you don't have to make. Because as you're watching the fielder panic, I think that gets your wheels spinning a little bit, right?
An opportunity to take advantage.
The 0 for 7 in the series. Into the third. And the Cubs go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after 1, we're scoreless.
Over from Jason Hayward's walk-off heroics last night. Jay Hay getting to enjoy this one from the dugout here this afternoon, but this is your Rocket Mortgage breakdown, and Hayward has had 3 grand slams in his career, all of which were pretty noticeable. The first one, a walk-off his first one, excuse me, was against the Cubs in 2011. His second one was actually with the Cardinals in 2015, and it was their 100th win of the season. And then his last one coming in walk-off fashion last night for the Cubs. So, guys, when he does it, he makes it count, right? Makes it notable.
Yeah, and he's the first Cub in almost 50 years to hit a game-ending grand slam with the Cubs trailing since the late Ron Santo in September of 1968 against the Dodgers.
Should have clicked his heels running around the bases.
Yeah, the only other Cub to do it at Wrigley Field in that situation, Ellis Burton in 1963 against Houston. I think they were still the Colts, right? Colt 45s.
Yeah.
Andrew Knapp with a line drive base hit. Switch hitting catcher. And his only action of the series. His father, Mike, was a minor league catcher and worked with Joe Madden in the Angels system. And Mike was just getting started as a player in the late 80s. I didn't talk to Joe about his dad, but I'm sure he's got about 6 good stories because Joe remembers every detail about his minor league career. It's awesome. Tell us about Midland, Texas. Well,
yeah, those days with the Angels for so many years there. People that you got to know going through that system.
J.P. Crawford, the cousin of Carl Crawford. He's playing third base. Shortstop by trade.
Just came off the DL the other day, had an elbow issue. Hasn't done much so far this year, just a $182. But, for a time there, one of the prized prospects in all of baseball. Plateaued for a little bit, but it still has a lot of upside and still very young, just 23.
Good play by Jimenez.
Gabe Kapler really leaning with patience, which makes perfect sense against Tyler Chatwood. Crawford led the International League in walks last year. By the way, if there's ever a steel cage match with all the major league managers, my money's on Gabe Kapler.
No question about it. Field in the left. We've got something cooking with a pitcher coming up. Yeah, Gabe Kapler is on the cover of the Phillies media guide, and look at those forearms.
Yeah, well, he was the cover boy on some of those fitness magazines years ago when he was a player.
See, it's just like yours. Chatwood, Baez, La Stella. Jose Flores, the first base coach, thinks La Stella pulled his foot off the bag, but for now it's a 1-6-4 double play.
Yeah, that's one you don't see every day. Rizzo crashing, La Stella sprinting over to cover first base. Chatwood makes a great feed to Baez at short.
Out.
Yeah, it's not even close unless Flores is arguing that his toe was inside the base. But there's some irony. There's so many pitchers that can throw strikes but can't throw to the bases. And here's Chatwood, who has all kinds of control issues, making a perfect feed to Baez at short.
He will not challenge.
Well, and it won't go on the scorecard, but an assist to Anthony Rizzo too, because that's all about his aggressiveness. Defending the bunt forces teams to change things up a little bit.
Hernandez with a man at third, 2 gone. Tyler's been real upfront about his issues and just has been working on it. I know I got to be better. terms of stuff, it's excellent. The key is when he's missing, he's got to give the illusion of a strike. And that's been a challenge at times. They call those non-competitive pitches. Ones where you don't even get a batter to think about swinging.
Yeah, and because he's worked such a high walk rate to this point in the season, now opposing teams come into games against him with that patient approach. So that makes it even tougher.
Hernandez walks. So Cesar still hasn't put a ball in play for the last couple of games.
Grab your friends, get your Cubs gear on, and get out to Wrigley Field because the Cubs want everybody in. Limited tickets are still available for tomorrow's matchup with the Pirates. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com. Mike Montgomery, Chad Kuhl scheduled to be the pitchers mañana. An interesting player. He can hit, and no doubt about that, but he takes them, and we've seen it in this series, some real funky swings.
Strike one.
Wilford Brimley in the house.
Hey, you got a cool hat. You're not wearing it.
Well, it doesn't fit over the headset very well. Yeah, see, it doesn't really play well.
I like it. Right to Rizzo, and that'll do it. Lots of traffic early on, but the Phillies have stranded 5 through 2. Partner.
Beer Money, presented by Coors Light, Chicago's favorite sports trivia show, where fans are put to the test for a chance to take home cash. Play along Sunday at 6:30 on NBC Sports Chicago.
As you enjoy a cold Miller Lite, look forward to the Hold True moment later on in today's ball game.
Teachers in the bleachers.
Yeah, a lot of kids getting out of school over the next couple of weeks. Kyle Schwarber started the 9th inning rally with a walk of Sir Anthony Dominguez last night. Off the inside for ball 1.
This his OPS up to 900. He's 8th in the league in slugging percentage at .515. Cubs actually go 7-8-9 via Schwarber, Bryant in slugging.
I sent out happy birthday wishes to Cubs reliever Luke Farrell on his 27th. One and two to Kyle.
That's what I remember about Pavetta when we saw him before. He pitched once against the Cubs last year. And it was a real good curveball. Big guy, 6'5", 210.
Strikes out Schwarber. You mentioned he's Canadian born from Victoria, BC. And went to New Mexico Junior College. Pitched really well in rotation over the last month or so. Last 28 games, a 2.52. Ian Happ playing right. Takes ball one.
Yeah, Pavetta's been just so-so over his last couple, but his last 5 starts combined, he has a 193 earned run average. Last time out against the Giants, 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs.
I want to welcome those viewers watching Coast to Coast on MLB Network and also around the world on the Armed Forces Network. 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. So Pavetta 6'5", 210. Jake Arrieta 6'4", 225. Zach Eflin 6'6", 211. Vince Velasquez 6'3", 205. Nola 6'2", 200. It's a big group.
And a mostly young group.
Yeah, 25, 25, 24. Jake's the old guy,
Yeah.
32.
Yeah, he's the only guy in the rotation currently older than 25. A lot of young position players too, and that's why people feel like the Phillies are a little bit ahead of schedule.
Called strike 3. It's another one of those perfectly placed pitches.
Marley getting an earful from Happ as he did from Bryant. Speaking of Bryant, country superstar Luke Bryan is bringing his What Makes You Country tour to the friendly confines Saturday, September 1st. Opening acts include Sam Hunt, John Party, and Carly Pierce. Tickets on sale now at Cubs.com/concerts.
Veteran catcher Chris Jimenez turns away from an inside pitch. We almost saw him pitching Saturday night in New York before the Cubs scored 6 times in the 14th. Last year as a Minnesota Twin, he pitched 6 times in the blowout losses. He's made 9 career appearances as a pitcher with 3 different teams. Driven to deep left. Caught on the track by Cousins. That ball was thumped by Jimenez. Cubs go 1-2-3 in the second. And after 2, 0-0. has had to work around a lot of traffic. Doug Glanville joins us, our Cubs insider, and got that big double play ball, Doug. 1-6-4 that helped him get out of the second inning.
Yeah, I mean, Chatwood has, he throws a lot of pitches, sometimes with the command issues, but he's always found ways to get out of the jam. And of course, he got 2 for 1 in this particular result, and that sort of speeds up his ability to get out of these tight situations. The walks have certainly been adding up, and of course leading to high pitch counts and high leverage situations. So the question with Chatwood is more about the long-term picture. It's taxing on the bullpen if he can't go deep in the games. He also has to throw a lot of pitches just to get out of basic situations. So over the course of the season, that level of stress, that high energy that's required will be the big question mark.
Scott Kingery takes a get-me-over curve for a strike. JD and I were talking earlier, Doug, about facing a guy like Chatwood. It's not a comfortable at bat, is it?
No, it's not. It's sort of what you call effectively wild. And he threw that 2-0 pitch it out there, not intentionally, but up and in. That's a little scary when you're saying 2-0 and he could miss by that much. You're not going to really dig in as a hitter.
On the ground at third. And Chris Bryant will make the play. Well, you played at Wrigley Field. On a lot of days like this, the sun can be a major problem defensively, can it?
Yeah, we kind of taught the tale of two cities. Look at Herrera here, just trying to play it, and he's right in the sun. You could see his glasses directly in his eyes, so he didn't make any chance of trying to what I call play it off to the side, where you try to make the sun out of the backdrop. This is what I call play it off to the side. The ball's straight ahead, and this is a nice job of Kingery playing it where the backdrop is not the sun. He turns his side and tries to catch the ball after it comes out of the disk of the sun. Because in Herrera's case, that's trouble all the way, because now the entire time the ball's in that disc, it will never come out. Kingery gave himself the best chance and hopes that at some point it comes out of the disc because the sun is no longer part of your backdrop.
Herrera's play, in your book, double or error?
Error, yeah, error.
Oh, okay, good. I thought we were going to have an outfielder-pitcher argument, but that's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
now you were going to stand up for the outfielder.
No, I mean, it's a tough play, but it's in your glove. It not only hit his glove, it hit his glove, hat, glasses, face, chin, knee, and foot. It's like there was probably 4 errors in there. So tough play, and not saying that those plays happen where you can't ever get catch the ball or never see the ball out of the disc. But
you need some of those eclipse glasses.
Right, exactly. That's a good. I wonder if that's legal. That's a good point.
Swing and a miss. 2 down here for Chatwood, who could use
curveball.
1, 2, 3.
He's mixing in more curveballs, and he has better command of that than the fastball. This was the hope when the Cubs signed Tyler Chatwood, that getting out of Colorado, the curveball would play a little bit better. He'd be able to throw the 4-seam fastball a little bit more to go along with the good movement he gets on his 2-seamer. And it's in there. It's just a matter of it all coming together.
Altair, the batter, he got hit by a pitch on the hand in the first inning. We talked last night, Doug, about Aaron Nola, but their rotation in general has been really good, and if they're going to hang around, they're going to need to continue to do it, right?
Yeah, they need that pitching, and Nola has struggled as those innings have piled up sort of the second half. And so that's the question mark of whether he's reached that level of maturity in his game where he can go deep. He was on pace for 234 innings going into last night, and that's very unusual this day and age. So can they go all the way deep into the stretch? That will be the question mark for the Phillies.
It's ironic, JD, he's on that kind of pace considering he got pulled after, what, 5 innings in the opener?
Yeah.
They were all over Gabe Kapler as a result.
Gabe has shown a willingness to change his approach a little bit and let guys pitch a little bit deeper.
2-1 on Altair. Good swing and pitch fouled back. 2-2.
I think Altair is a character in what's that game called? Some video game, Assassin's Creed. So I'm just throwing it out there for the gamers out there.
We have those who watch. Yes. My son will get the reference.
He'll get it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch.
I always like to read the bios in some of these media guides, and some teams put more information in than others. And Aaron Altair, his hobbies are working out, golfing, and watching King of Queens.
Okay.
Nice.
I didn't know that like watching King of Queens would be a hobby.
Yeah. Well, watching Seinfeld would be one of yours.
Well, that's an obsession. Whoa, there you go. There's your uncomfortable AB, Doug.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, you know, you have a 3-2 count as a hitter, and that's twice for Altair, right? You have a 3-2 count. You're like, okay, you know, this is the one I'm going to drive. I can kind of dive in here. Even if he misses, it's going to be close. And this ball is, I mean, not even the same area code. So that's, you know, that's where it is uncomfortable. Now that can be effective when hitters are not digging in and they're not diving as much and they're sort of tentative. But when you miss by that much, it doesn't really add much to the intimidation factor of the hitter other than the fear, and that doesn't help you when you miss by that much.
So Cousins, who struck out with the bases loaded to end the first inning, takes a strike.
Right now, if I'm Chris Jimenez, I'm going heavy curveball. I'm going to flash two a whole bunch.
Well, Cousins is a little upset. He's thrown all his best curveballs against him so far.
Swing and a miss on a fastball.
And that's the exact sequence he loses against Cousins last at bat. Started off from a good curveball, fastball, and then he bounced a curveball. So let's see if Cousins makes adjustments. But as a hitter, you're starting to realize the real command that Chatwood has is his breaking pitch.
Got him. Good stuff, Doug Glanville. We are still scoreless as we move to the bottom of the third on a gorgeous day in Chicago.
By sharing a photo or video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
The 2018 Camping World MLB All-Star Ballot is now open and exclusively online. Make sure your favorite Cubs are represented on this year's squad by voting at Cubs.com/vote. And catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 17th. So no more All-Star paper ballots. Can't punch or write in. You have to go online. Good for the environment.
Tyler Chatwood, a healthy cut as he fouls it off. 0-0.
No hanging Chads on the MLB All-Star ballot.
Right. You referenced Pavetta's home road splits earlier. 220 at Citizens Bank Park, 6 on the road. That kind of matches what the Phillies have done in general. They've got the best home record in the National League, 19-9, and this is the final game of a long 3-city road trip. They're 3-6, and their next 15 of 21 will be in Philadelphia.
Good aggressive swing. He can handle the bat. Pivetta had a start in Washington back on May 4th, in which he allowed 6 runs in 1 inning. Really inflated that road ERA. Nationals, his original club. He was drafted by the Nats, 4th round, 2013.
Chatwood thought it was strike 3.
Everybody did.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Except for the home plate umpire. All the body language says this at bat is over. Vetta's doing a little walk off. Chatwood's doing the walk back.
Ground ball to first. Gloved by Santana for the out. Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the Chicago Cubs into your X1 voice remote and get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Almora with a questionable double on the ball that was lost in the sun in center back in the first inning. You know, Brian Kenny would say,
kill the error.
They're all hits.
Kill the error, kill the win.
Put a ball in play and there's no out recorded. It's a hit. Oh, and 2.
Albert likes to hit velocity. He's a good fastball hitter, and he likes to ambush that first pitch. You're going to see, he's going to see more spin, I would think, especially a guy like Pivetta, who does have good breaking stuff. Nothing but this time. Strikeout number 4 for Pivetta. The Phillies got him from the Nationals. They trade for Jonathan Papelbon in July of 2015.
Stella reached on a catcher's interference in the first. So it's no official at bat. I mentioned the error on the catcher, and I believe catcher's interference counts against or doesn't help your on base percentage. Not totally sure about it, but I think that's right. It's not like a walk or a hit bat.
Yeah.
Because theoretically there should not be an offensive skill, although is it Jacoby Ellsbury and Craig Counsell?
Yeah.
Very good at getting catcher's interference calls.
Right. So are they good at doing it, or just a byproduct of their approach that it happens a lot? But
I think it's a little of both.
Yeah. What if they scout opposing catchers and find guys who reach a little bit and don't stay back and say, you know what, I'm going to have myself a big series here with CIs. Catcher's interference my way all the way to the Hall of Fame.
Softly rolled. Hernandez makes the play. So Pivetta has pitched well. So has Chatwood. They've gotten to the same place, different routes through 3-0. Of the game presented by Miller Lite is Stretch Bar and Grill. If you aren't heading to Wrigley Field, watch today's NBC Sports broadcast at Stretch Bar and Grill. And to see the complete list of bars of the game presented by Miller Lite, visit NBCSportsChicago.com. What a gorgeous day.
Well, a lovely day here at the ballpark.
Chatwood against Andrew Knapp. A single to start the second. Knapp off to a slow start, making his 19th start behind the plate.
Last year, his first year as a big leaguer. That's a common theme with a lot of these Phillies. Played in 56 games, batted .257, a .368 on base percentage, and throughout his minor league career, he worked a pretty high walk rate. So, plate discipline, part of his profile.
Ball and 2 strikes on him. That game in Minneapolis is over. What time did they start? Like 10 o'clock this morning. Twins beat the White Sox 7-2. Must have been a noon Central start.
Maybe Jim Cott pitched.
Knapp strikes out. That's Knapp with a K. See what I did?
Yeah, appropriate. Yeah. It's 6 strikeouts for Chatwood. Not a lot of balls in play. 6 punch outs, 3 walks. They hit batter.
Phillies out hitting the Cubs 3-1.
A big play in this game. 1-6-4 double play with Pivetta up there, opting not to bunt. Induced, forced, if you will, by Rizzo. Even if you won't.
Two balls, no strikes to Crawford. The kick and the pitch. 3-0.
One of the things they've done with Tyler Chatwood to try to clean up his delivery a little bit, he has this tendency to, when he pulls the ball out of his glove, to then tap it again. And then he has to be really quick to try to catch up with his arm action. So they're trying to be a little cleaner out of the glove, not going back in. Get him synced up a little bit better on time so the arm slot up high stays consistent and he can find the strike zone. The other way to do that perhaps would be to introduce just a little bit of a turn, a body turn back towards second base to stay over the rubber a little bit longer and give that arm time to catch up. He's got very quick athletic actions. There's a quality baby having a cold beverage on a Sunday day at the ballpark. He's just in there deep, bonnet and all. Pitching coaches used to talk about showing the hitter your back pocket. Just turn it a little bit. Stay back, allow the arm to catch up. Cutter.
That is foul.
Crawford off the bench last night chased some elevated fastballs and might get him to bite here. He is a patient hitter. That's what the resume says.
Ground ball. Estella's got it. And the batter is Pavetta with 2 outs.
The running fastball of Chatwood to a left-handed hitter. If you try to pull it, you're likely going to just hit it on the ground all day. Crawford last time up shot the ball to left field for a base hit. This time he tries to pull it. It turns into a routine 4-3.
Talk often about the day after for a starting pitcher. After you dominate, you just do that.
Yeah, you hit a walk-off
grand slam. You're out of the lineup.
You're spinning the ball. You're
Life
chewing
is
some
good.
seeds. I always noticed the psychology of the starting pitcher. And back in the day, during batting practice, a lot of clubs, if you pitched the day before, you had to keep the bucket, shag the bucket out behind second base. And you could tell whether the guy pitched well or not. Look out, there goes that. Up and in. But if a guy had pitched well the day before, he'd be back there shooting baskets into the bucket, you know, bouncing around. And if he pitched poorly, he'd be standing there and there'd be all these baseballs just laying all around him. None would be in the bucket. You wear your jacket so the fans can't see the name on your back of your jersey, so they can't say, hey, Deshays, you stink. You gave up 7 last night. You cover that up. But if you won, you're fully
right.
You're wearing your name. You're strutting around. You're doing your running in the outfield in front of all the fans. Dig me.
So Chatwood has walked the batter every inning. Including the pitcher here in the 4th.
And I think one of the challenges for Tyler as he fights his way through this is not to let, you know, these individual at-bats influence the rest of his day. I mean, clearly he's upset with himself. 2 outs, nobody on, has a chance to have a 1-2-3 inning, has the pitcher up there and just airmails that 3-1 pitch. And that really gnaws at you, but you got to find a way to turn the page.
Right, the golf analogy is he's got a couple bogeys today, but he put up the eagle with the double play ball. Right?
Yeah. When you hear about it, golfers, it's such a mental game. They talk about it all the time. You can't let the last swing influence the next.
Rizzo plays behind Pavetta. And a little stumble there by Listella, but able to recover and make the play. Who put that rock there as he looked back? They're going to let him hear it in the dugout. Nothing midway in the 4th. last 5 Cubs game-ending grand slams. Alfonso Soriano did it against the Astros. You were one booth over for that one in the 13th inning in 2009. How about 2 of them within just over a month of each other in 1980?
Yeah, and Wilkins, Johnson, Foote, all catchers. Doesn't really mean anything, but I find it interesting. Because that's what we do. Find weird things interesting.
Chris Bryant will start the Cubs 4th. Still no runs in this game.
I think it was Sparky Anderson. I don't know, somebody asked about Cliff Johnson stealing a base once, and some old-time manager said Cliff Johnson couldn't steal a base if you gave him a key to the equipment room. It was a big part of his game. KB rung up last time, was frustrated, expressed his opinion to the home plate umpire Nick Marley. We talked about Chatwood having to turn the page. Same thing for KB. Pretty good aggressive swing at that first pitch fastball. It's been a good while now since Chris has gone deep. But overall, the number's still outstanding. Second in the league in doubles, 4th in the league in on base.
Infield pop. Kingery with his sunglasses on records the first out.
If this were figure skating, you would have to give the edge to Pavetta for artistic merit. It's looked a lot better for him than it has for Chatwood, but it's not figure skating, it's baseball, and it's 0-0, so it's all about results.
And the pitch to Rizzo, and he did not go.
Three on the right side, Hernandez in shallow right. Crawford playing kind of like infield in shortstop position now. 2-0 will back off a little bit, I would think. Maybe not.
Lead 1-0.
Somebody took over his body for the first month of the season, but since the 1st of May, Anthony Rizzo has been back in a big way. He's been on quite a binge here lately. Homered last night. He got a 2-0 fastball here from Pavetta. That's number 10. Bottle that swing. There's a Ford home run replay, and it's 1-0 Cubs. Watch Anthony Rizzo hit, and he's right up on top of home plate, and as a pitcher you think, where do you go? Well, one thing I know, you don't go where Pavetta just went on 2-0.
Bounced foul to third.
Hands are right over home plate, and it's such a tough look for a pitcher. You try to go away, and if you're going to try to be away from the barrel, you got to go way off the plate.
Baez strikes out. So 2 down here in the 4th. That home run number 175 as a Cub for Rizzo. So he just grabbed sole possession of 13th on the Cubs list, breaking a tie with Andre Dawson. And he's now 4 behind Derek Lee for 12th. And by the end of the year, there's a very good chance he'll be in the top 10. And career home runs as a Chicago Cub. If you would like to take a crack at as many of the top 10 as you can name, feel free.
By the end of the year, he's likely going to have 32 home runs. So that's what he does every year.
Yeah.
Beginning in 2014, he hit 32, 31, 32, 32. And this one here today, number 10. Banks, William Sosa.
Yep.
Hack Wilson.
Well, Sosa, Banks.
Yeah, I was just giving names.
Are the top 3.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was doing like a trifecta box there.
Okay.
Hack Wilson.
He is number 10 with
Ryan
190. Santo is number 4.
Who?
Rhino's number 5. The other 3 are old school guys and one fairly recent.
Cavaretta?
No.
D. Lee?
Derek Lee is 12th.
Ramos Ramirez?
Yes, Ramos is 6th. Gabby Hartnett, Bill Nicholson, and Hank Sauer to round out the top 10. Rizzo will be there soon enough, and he gives the Cubs a 1-0 lead in the 4th inning.
Props. And an official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Members FDIC. It's a good look.
They're fanatics. Fifth inning, 2, 3, and 4 for the Phils. Herrera, Kingery, and Santana. Chatwood's first pitch is too high.
Herrera was an all-star in 2016. with that front leg way open, and then big leg kick, steps in towards home plate.
He's from Venezuela, originally a middle infielder in the Texas system. He was a Rule 5 pick in 2014. And Tyler not particularly close here. His first 3 pitches.
Yeah, I think all the movement in the box from Herrera can be a little disconcerting for any pitcher, especially a guy who's having control issues.
You see on our Bernard's pitch cast, 3 pitches way out of the zone, and he walked him.
So the debate continues, or the dilemma, the issue for Madden and Hickey as they watch Tyler Chatwood pitch, and how long of a leash.
Scott Kingery, nothing for 2 today. Bunts foul.
Pitch probably out of the zone. He struck out his first time up, chased a bad ball. And again, most of the Phillies hitters are really patient, work high walk rates. Kingery does not.
He's your number 3 hitter. And 4 straight bad ones to start the inning.
Yeah, and he does have some pop too. I think a lot of what we've seen from him in this series just you can chalk up to inexperience. Was it a 6-year deal he signed this spring? Without having played a day at this level.
Plus 3 team options.
Second round pick 2015 out of the University of Arizona. Pac-12 player of the year. First team All-American. Moved quickly through the Philly system. Split time last year between AA Reading and AAA Lehigh Valley.
Certainly have to ask a front office executive, as that one eludes everybody, and Herrera will advance on a wild pitch. With the draft now much more slotted than it used to be. And I suppose this is the other part of it, right? Where instead of giving bigger bonuses to first and second round draft picks, you wait until that guy's close to the big leagues, and then maybe
you
give him all that money with a little better idea of how the career projects.
Yeah, you didn't need to invest all that money in the draft, so you have extra money available to have some cost certainty with some of your young prospects who you think are going to be part of the scene or have the potential to be part of it for a long time. And that's where, so the scouting never ends, right? You got to know your own players better than any other players in the business. And before you throw out a 6-year contract plus 3 options for a guy who's never played at this level, you got to believe in the tools, one, and the makeup as well, that he's going to continue to work and get better and not go, oh, I'm all set, man. I just signed a nice deal without a day in the big leagues.
Yep.
Obviously, they believe in this kid.
Two and two. There is no action in the Cubs bullpen. That could change here quickly.
Every time Hickey goes out there, he throws something other than fastball. Last time it was curveball. This time he goes changeup.
Old foul into the Cubs dugout.
He's doing Tyler a favor here. He's in swing mode and not forcing him to throw the ball over the plate.
He might, want to get the back of his hair cut like Ricky Vaughn in Major League.
Tyler?
Right? Wild thing.
Yeah. They just embrace the whole thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Have a motorcycle, bring him into the pitcher's mound before the game. It's kind of a bullpen car. 2-2 bounces.
Get a t-shirt that says, if I'm chucking, you're ducking.
He's worked into the 5th today without allowing a run. The Phillies have left men on base in the first 4. They've got a runner at second base with nobody out, 3-2 on the hitter. And I'm not sure you have to throw this kid a strike here. As you said, he's a little anxious.
Strike to ball, breaking ball probably gets the job done.
That was not going to be in the zone, and he did get a piece of it.
Strike to ball changeup. It looked like a fading changeup that showed in the zone, then was moving down and in. Is that the Big Dipper?
Or pitch cast dots. Yeah. Sharply hit grounder to Baez. Herrera's going to try to make it to third, and a bobble by Rizzo. So heads up base running by Herrera. That was a little Javier Baez like. And a tying run 90 feet away with 1 out.
Yeah, and it helps too with the base runner at second. If you got a guy going down the line, the batter runner who can run a little bit, the infielder can't wait very long before he makes that throw. So you read his body language, you see him commit to make the throw, and off you go. 2 long throws needed to get him there at third base. And good heads up base running. Infield in now for Santana. One of these days, Baez is going to pull off a play where he pump fakes that throw. He's going to get the base runner.
Holding on Herrera at first, and Santana takes a strike. Give me one of your percentages here. The percentage that this plate appearance ends without a ball in play.
I would say it's probably 50-50. Has transpired so far today between these two. Walk, strikeout. Patience is in the DNA of Santana now.
I thought you were going to say like 75% that a ball wouldn't be put in play.
Man on third, chance to drive in a run. Sometimes guys change their stripes a little bit.
1-2. Santana was able to DH a fair amount in Cleveland, and typically over 150 games. We'll see if that's going to continue now, and he's playing in the National League for the first time. Chatwood's 1-2 inside.
Judge Smales.
Herrera is at third after a walk, a wild pitch, and a nice base running play on a ground out to short. It's 2-2 on Santana. Here it is. Base hit, we're tied. Santana with an RBI single, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, he stays long through the zone, doesn't he? That wasn't a bad changeup. Took the hands back and just floated that bat through the lower portion of the zone. Great hands for Santana.
Altair has reached twice, hit by a pitch and then walked. Either plate appearance very comfortable for him.
Oh yeah. I wonder what his mindset is coming into this one. Let's just swing early, get it out of the way. Pretty aggressive hack right there for a guy who's been hit once and had a near miss.
Check swing bouncer. Chatwood's got it. Lob toss to Rizzo.
This Saturday, the 9th, Cubs Pirates first pitch 1:20, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans receive a Cubs cooling towel presented by Ideal Industries Incorporated. For more information, visit Cubs.com. That would be the day after tomorrow. This is Thursday. Feels like Friday, but it's only Thursday.
It does feel like a Friday.
A lot of you folks still have to go to work tomorrow.
Cousins recently called up due to the injury to Rhys Hoskins. I guess he was showering in the clubhouse when he got the call to the big leagues. Someone said, hey, Skip wants you, and that's Gary Jones, the former Cub third base coach who now manages their AAA Lehigh Valley club. And Jonesy gave him the good news. And we mentioned the 40 homer season he had 2 years ago at AA. I love the Reading club. Their nickname is the Fightins. They were the Phillies, right?
Yeah.
For a long time, they've been the Phillies Eastern League affiliate since 1967 in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Cousins, we mentioned his power, 40 home runs in 2016. Led the league in home runs, RBIs, also strikeouts. Points out 186 times that year, 194 times last year at AAA. Those all or nothing guys.
Phillies minor league affiliates have nicknames like Iron Pigs, Fightins, Threshers, Cross Cutters, and Blue Claws.
The marketing people throughout minor league baseball have been very creative last couple of decades.
Payoff pitch. And back to one of your points earlier, that the biggest issue for Chatwood is the pitch counts. And if he can get through this fifth with only one run allowed, it will have been a good start in that regard, but it's going to take him 100 pitches to do so, and it might end his afternoon early. Ball four.
Yeah, and again, the challenge for Joe as he decides whether to stick with him or make a move. You know, he has shown the ability to pitch around these walks for a great deal of the season so far. But a guy who continues to miss now with a couple guys on base, if he makes a big mistake in the middle of plate, the guy knocks one out of the ballpark, and the game is completely flipped on you. I think he gets an opportunity here because he's down near the bottom of the batting order.
So he has allowed 11 base runners so far, over 2 per inning, 4 hits, 6 walks, and a hit batter. And yet only one run allowed
Yeah,
to this point.
well, remember a couple of years ago, Nick Walenda came to Chicago and he walked that high wire over Wacker from one building to the next, and that's what it's kind of like watching Tyler pitch these days. He's constantly on that wire.
1-0 on Knapp. Outside corner fastball 95. 1-1. Swing and a miss.
And the other piece of it too is playing behind a pitcher who's struggling like this to throw strikes. And there's some long half innings out there defensively, easy to lose your focus.
So Dunsing just starting to loosen as Chatwood tries to wrap things up here in the fifth.
Tyler's last start in New York, all of his teammates wore their pants the way he does, pulled up, showing a lot of blue, kind of in solidarity. Said, "We got your back, Tyler."
Has the sign he wants and fires on a 2-2.
Seems to me like they moved away from the curveball. Last couple innings, there was a stretch of batters there where he was using it, and it looked really good.
Packed house today. Over 40,000 each of the first two nights. And we are there or above it for the series finale.
106 pitches now, the most he has thrown in a game this year. He's only thrown 100 once before. That was his second start of the year back on April 10th.
Another 3-2. And he's really upset with himself. And Joe Hickey will get on the phone.
He's a competitive guy. He wants to keep pitching. He wants to keep competing. I don't know if he's going to get a chance. He is not.
So that will be it for the starter. Brian Dunsing will enter. For now, it's a left-handed hitter, J.P. Crawford. Gabe Kapler talking it over with his bench coach. We've got Michael Franco on their bench today. 1-1 tie, fifth inning. We'll be right back.
pain relief of the Chicago Cubs. Benson has done a nice job of relieving the pain. 28th appearance. He's got a sub-2 at 1.93. 18 and 2/3, 14 hits, 11 walks, and 12 strikeouts. It will not be Crawford. It will be Franco.
Yeah, you figured the Phillies have to make this move here. A big spot in a tie ball game.
Yeah, especially, you know, they've had a hard time winning games lately. They have not been scoring a lot of runs. Crawford newly off the disabled list, still trying to find his timing perhaps. And obviously the platoon advantage with the right-handed bat coming off the bench.
Bases loaded, 2 gone. Ball 1.
Oh for 3 as a pinch hitter this year. As you look at the numbers overall.
Two and one. He's got to get in that zone. 3 and 1.
Yeah, and Franco, a dangerous hitter. He's not a real polished hitter, but he has power. 24 home runs last year, 25 the year before. Pitch making time.
Fouled off. 3 and 2. Cubs grab the lead on a Rizzo homer in the 4th. The Phillies have tied it here in the 5th. And they're trying to take the lead. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 3 and 2 on pinch hitter Michael Franco.
Anything close, probably swinging.
Popped up. Baez to end it. So Dunsing, nice comeback job after starting the sequence 3 and 1. 1-1 tie in the 5th. Bottom of the fifth, Doug Glanville with us. Anthony Rizzo with home runs each of the last 2 games.
Yeah, just getting a closer look at the perspective between the 2 home runs we've seen this series from Rizzo, one against Nola and Pavetta tonight. Now look at the common thread. They're trying to bury it inside, and they both have running fastballs which run out towards the plate. So this doesn't get in tight enough, and he's able to get extended and, of course, get the barrel to the ball very quickly. And the result is virtually identical in terms of the power, the backspin, and the depth of his swing. So, you know, they're not effectively getting in on him when they're trying to get in. And credit Anthony Rizzo with that short stroke, compact, pulling it through the nose. In both cases, look at these pitchers. They're just like, give me the next ball. They know that ball's gone. So Rizzo's really found a way to cover the plate. He talked about getting a little bit closer, cheating a little bit, getting those hands through the zone. And he's so short and sweet that the power came right with it. They could not get it in there.
Ian Happ takes outside from Pavetta.
And then the challenge then from the catcher's point of view is, you know, you may ask your pitcher to execute a certain pitch, but you get to a point where you don't feel comfortable that they're going to be able to make the pitch. Then you have to go to a plan B. All right, so, you know, even though, well, this guy crowds the plate, if we make our pitch in on his hands, we can pop him up. But if you don't trust your guy to make that pitch, now you say, all right, well, what's our other plan? Do we go, you know, breaking ball down or try to float a changeup away?
2-1.
You have such a tough margin for error when it comes to Rizzo, because if you bury it too far in, you hit him.
Right.
And he's completely fearless about getting hit.
Yeah.
So you have this very, very narrow column within to work.
2-2 to Happ. Jimenez on deck. I would imagine a pinch hitter for Dunsing, who just got out of that bases loaded jam. Just adding it up, guys. Tyler Chatwood now got 56 walks and 58 in the 3rd innings, and a season ERA of 3.86.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It
is amazing.
It's unbelievable.
It's almost 2 runners per inning, and that's a lot of pressure on your defense, but he gets out of a lot of situations.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Happ 0 for 2, and here comes Jimenez. Looks like Brian Dunsing is coming out of the dugout.
Well, the one thing you think about with Chatwood is that he doesn't give up a lot of long balls. You know, obviously Colorado was different, but so he is keeping the ball in the ballpark when there is contact. They're not hitting off a high average. So a lot of his base runners are walks, hit by pitches, not as many hitters. And, you know, he's kind of able to sneak through.
It's the exaggerated version and the starting version of Carl Edwards Jr., right? Who typically when he gives up base runners, it's walks, just doesn't give up a lot of hits.
Chatwood gives up very little slugging, and nobody's going first to third on a walk or first to home. There's no doubles. So yeah, it can be effective in an odd sort of way.
It just doesn't feel sustainable in the long run, and I think Tyler would admit that, and certainly talking with Jim Hickey, they want more competitive pitches. Jimenez is going to reach, and that ball does roll out of play, so he'll advance to second.
As a hitter, you love the swinging bunt there. He's double checking.
Yeah, I've seen no argument from the Phillies as to whether he was in the lane or not. I'm not seeing anybody trying to press that case.
The Phillies have not had a lot of good luck, catchers and pitchers throwing the ball from this area in this series. So infield hit, error on Pavetta. And here's Brian Dunsing. Takes ball 1.
I guess they have a lot of confidence in his ability to possibly hit one to the right side with only 1 out. So not as much moving him up 90 feet, maybe sneaking one through and getting an RBI out of it.
Yeah, and I think the other part of it too is even though, because some of these half innings have been so long, we've been here a good while. It's still only the 5th inning, so to pinch hit here and then you start playing that parade of relievers, you won't run the chance of burning out your bullpen here. I think you treat Dunsing now almost as if he were the starting pitcher as to whether you let him bat in this situation.
Runner at second base, 1 out. And the pitch outside, 2-1.
And as you mentioned, guys, I mean, tactically, you have to think differently. If Chatwood is not able to get through that 5th, it changes the complexion of how you use your bench, changes your defensive alignment because he relies a lot on his defense to get out of innings through defensive work.
Well, and just to illustrate that,
I just ducked with everybody.
I was going to say, you okay?
I didn't see it, so I just ducked. But it ended up in the dugout over here, or the well.
You saw everybody else duck, so you figured it'd be a good idea.
Follow the crowd.
Frankie's okay. He's like Rizzo. He doesn't even move out of the way. But that's why Joe wanted Chatwood to get the final out, because he could have pinch hit for him here in this spot, but now forced to use Dunsing to get out of it. And he's worked a 3-2 count.
Brian 0 for 12 in his career as a batter.
He's due. Outfield around the left. He walked him.
And his first walk of the day. How about that?
Unbelievable. Okay, so the sun angles the 120 games, Doug. Now we're after 3 o'clock. Now all of a sudden it's the right side of the infield and the right fielder, right?
Absolutely. It shifts over, and so now the communication between fielders, especially that side of the field, you have to talk. And backing up is important. I mean, every play, you have to assume the guy may lose the ball, and as a center fielder, for example, Herrera, he's got to go over and make sure his right fielder's covered. So that's the way you have to play Wrigley Field in these day games, because if you take something for granted, the second you don't back up, or the second you're not sort of making sure you have coverage, that turns into extra base hits and ultimately disaster for your team.
So Pivetta now in a jam due to the bottom 2 hitters reaching base. And Almora with a ground ball in the left. Jimenez to third. He's going to be stopped by Brian Butterfield. Bases loaded.
Well, again, Almora attacking that first pitch. It was all breaking balls last time. He struck out on 3 curveballs. This time they go slider, but it's on the plate, and Almora puts a good swing on it. Pop-up double and a solid single for Albert here today.
Yeah, there are no get-me-overs against Albert, right? He's ready to attack.
Yeah, he's he's got a high on-base percentage because he's hitting for such a high average. It doesn't take a lot of walks, but he goes up there looking to hack.
Almora looks great. I mean, just staying inside the ball, big part of the field consistently.
Stella takes a strike. Bases loaded, 1 out. The Phillies at double play depth in the middle. Bronco even with a bag at third. Santana playing behind Almora at first. Base hit to left. Cubs have the lead again. Jimenez scores. Dunsing holds at third. Base is still loaded. It's 2-1.
Magic wand there from Tommy La Stella. Let's think about this inning. Happ strikes out. Jimenez hits a 20-foot ground ball that turns into a hit in an air. Dunsing walks. The anatomy of a big inning. Guys at the bottom of the order reaching. In this instance, in kind of bizarre ways. And then now you got to deal with the meat of the order. This game could get ugly in a hurry for Pivetta.
Rick Kranitz out to talk things over. As the Cubs now look for a big crooked number. What a weird game. Tyler Chatwood walked 7 men at 4 2/3. Season high 107 pitches. Only gave up 1. And now the Cubs have their second lead of the ball game.
Yeah, and Pivetta's only walked 1, and it was a relief pitcher. He was 0 for 12 in his career with 8 strikeouts.
You know, Listella continues to impress just how he's able to keep that barrel sort of above the ball and just square it up. And, you know, they had double play depth, so they gave up that giant hole on the left side. But just watch his hand. But this is a lot of top hand strength here to be able to stay on top of this ball, even though he's in front. And he's guiding it. And look at his head position. It's almost like, okay, I'm going this way with the ball. And, you know, that's what he's done all season long.
Usually in a pinch hit role, Tommy making his 12th start of the year. Ball one on Chris Bryant.
And now he's got to deal with Bryant and in all likelihood Rizzo, and they're getting their third look at him. Although I don't know if he'll face Anthony.
Foul out of play to right. So Mark Leiter Jr. up. And the Phillies bullpen. They only have one lefty. That was Morgan who took the loss last night.
Yeah, they're very unbalanced in their bullpen. A whole bunch of righties, just the one left-hander.
Ground ball in the hole. Backhanded play. Everybody safe. Kingery was looking for Franco to cover third, but he was already off the bag, so he really had no play. It's 3-1.
No way you're going to throw out Chris Bryant on that ball. Contact rewarded. Doesn't smoke it, but he puts it in play into the hole, toward the hole anyway.
Yeah, his best hope might have been to try to backdoor at third base just in case there's a little bit of an overrun at third, because there was absolutely no play of Bryant. Bryant moves really well for a big guy. See, backdoor at third right there. That's your opportunity to try to sneak in there because there was really no play at first.
Rizzo, Cubs lead 3-1. C Crawford, known as a better defender than Franco, and you see he made his first break to his left, and by that time he had no chance to get to third, which was really the only play Kingery ended up having.
Yeah, with the big turn at third, that's sometimes you sneak that extra out by an aggressive base runner.
1-0 on Rizzo.
And a fake pump to throw, fake it, and whoops.
Rizzo smells blood in the water right here.
To left. More tags. Here comes the throw by Cousins to the plate. It's a good one. And he's out, but it sure looked like he was blocked. So Knapp.
This is going to be very interesting.
Tags Almora. And right now it's an inning-ending double play, but Joe wants to check to see if there's a blocking play, and really you might as well challenge it, right?
Yeah, let's take a look here. It looked like he gave him the back corner of home plate and then sticks out the leg at the last minute as he's receiving the throw. The catcher has the right to block the plate once he has the ball, and it's almost simultaneous here as the leg comes out, and again the base runner in that instance has the right to hit the catcher. And this is where guys get crossed up because there's some ambiguity in the rule, or maybe not ambiguity in the rule, but perhaps ambiguity in how base runners understand the rule. And it's, you know, it used to be you never go head first into home plate.
Nope.
Yeah, fortunately Albert is okay. That could have been a lot of different things in terms of an injury. It looks like the classic illegal block, but it might not be. We're going to find out as Joe has challenged.
Yeah, I mean, the tough thing about when you're coming in head first, you could see Almora just trying to pull his hand back, because I think he realized he was on his way to get hurt there with the spikes out there and the foot in front. So then he tried to do the swim move over the shoulder and was not able to really get in at all. But there's no question the block impeded his ability to get there, which is only his job in the case where he already has the ball. But it's really questionable whether he was there.
Right, the timing of it is really interesting because as he's receiving the ball, he sticks the foot out. Joe Madden hates the fact that he has to challenge this play because his sensibilities are that's just a good baseball play by the Phillies. But if the rule gets him a run here, he's gonna take it.
And I'll tell you another thing, guys. Based on the way that play ended up, Knapp did exactly the right thing, right? Because if he doesn't stick his leg out, Almora's safe by 5 feet. So there's no downside. Either he's out and they say he's out, or they overturn it. But if you're Knapp,
right,
it's a desperate maneuver for a good reason.
Well, the block absolutely is the reason why
he didn't score.
He didn't score. There's no question about it.
Yep.
And as you said, ambiguity. That is the challenge with this rule, because especially as a runner, you have to think about a runner for a second. You're trying to judge, oh, can I run him over? Can I not run him over? And all that information is coming to you very late in the game. If normally and historically, when you're running in, you're reading the catch, you're reading the ball, and then you're making your adjustments. And once you commit to slide, that's it. You can't like not slide and then slide and then slide. So that information has to come in sooner. So you need to know what you're dealing with and understand the rules well before you're 10 feet from home plate. Because obviously Almora Jr. does something differently if he understands that this is the possibility that he can block the plate. And I think that's what the league has to now clear up to make sure runners understand, because you're protecting the catchers, I get that, but the runners are the ones that are getting in between, and as you see right here, can get hurt if it's not clear.
Because the head first, come in the back door, swim move, slap the back corner of the plate has proven to be the most efficient way to score now on plays like that. Now call him safe. So an illegal block, a home plate.
Yep. Cubs have been involved in a lot of these. So it's 4-1. And yep. And, no argument from Gabe Kapler.
I like Jerry Lane's call too with there as he's ruling safe the little leg lift.
Yeah, and based on the rule, that is the correct call. He did not quite have the ball, and he put his leg out with the intention to obstruct the runner without having the ball.
Yeah. Well,
split second, but just enough.
The other piece of it that the Phillies could argue, the catcher is also allowed to move into the path when the throw takes him there.
Yes,
I think
that's
that
a
would be
nebulous part of that rule.
To make that case there. But
yeah, once he did that extra step back, that's what got him in trouble on the replay.
So sac fly for Rizzo. Almora scores. It's 4-1. First and third, 2 out, and a strike on Baez.
And one question is, if I was a catcher, why wouldn't I stand way behind the plate and then run up to get the ball, which would take you into the lane?
Yeah, you can always create that.
Yeah, you could create
draw
that.
The charge essentially.
It's like a wide receiver, like you said.
Bryant takes off. Throw to the plate. Out. Ostella, who tried the double steal, did not work out. But the sac fly did. And the Cubs end up scoring 3 times RBIs by Listella, Bryant, and Rizzo, and it's 4-1 after a very eventful fifth.
Busy day here at the ballpark.
as the Cubs were able to add to their lead after they retook it. And this call originally out, then safe, made it 4-1. Dunsing, a chance to get a win. Jesmuel Valentin pinch hitting for Pivetta. One ball, one strike.
Well, Pivetta probably deserved a better fate. He was pretty good today. But the walk of Dunsing, obviously a huge mistake.
A critical one for him and really set up the inning for the Cubs.
Just you get that situation, full count. You know, you can just pump it over the heart of the plate. Get a little yippy, like a 2-foot putt sometimes.
Way outside. It's 2-2. Sharply hit on the ground into left. That's a base hit. Phillies did not go quietly last night. I'm trying not to do so today. They were down 3-0
Yeah.
last night. Eventually took a 5-3 lead in the 9th inning. Wide on Hernandez.
Switch hitter, 271 as a right-handed batter. Prior to today. Strikeout, walk, ground out so far this afternoon.
That'll be an error on Chris. Looked like it could have been potentially a 5-4-3. Instead, the Phillies have 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, a couple long throws to make there, but the ball was hit so sharply. It would have been a relatively easy around the horn double play, even with Hernandez going down the line.
Rivera has reached twice. Scored the tying run in the 5th. One more look.
Up because Hernandez is a really good bunter. So that ball got on him in a hurry.
Yeah, it did. Rivera takes a strike after showing bunt.
So it wasn't an easy play. Had he fielded the ball, it would have been an easy double play, if that makes any sense.
Yep, it does.
Can't get part 2 if you don't get part 1.
Swing and a miss. Dunsing saved the game on Sunday. Brandon Morrow unavailable in New York. Pitched a scoreless ninth and the Cubs 2-0 victory. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Monday at 7, come out and enjoy great baseball as NBC Sports Chicago hosts a Miller Lite viewing party at JL's Pizza and Sports Bar in Palatine. Join Luke Stuckmeyer, watch Chicago take on Milwaukee, and enjoy free giveaways. Chicago's going to take on Milwaukee.
Just chill.
Hey, somebody nudge that guy. No napping. We got a lot of ball to play here.
Curved him for strike 1.
The rookie trying a veteran move here, the old dirt in my eye ruse. Don't fall for it, Brian. His nickname, Scotty Jetpacks.
Into the corner. At least one will score. Here comes Hernandez. It's a 2-run double, and it's a 1-run ball game. 4-3. Scott Kingery, a 2-run double.
His first hit of the day, he had grounded out a couple of times and struck out.
He jet packed it into the corner.
Yeah, he did.
So Santana knocked in the Phillies' first run in the last inning. And that with a tying run at second base here in the 6th. Right-handed against the lefty Dunson. Rockies and Reds just starting the 13th inning. In Cincy, it's 5-5. Steve Cishek warming up quickly. Dodgers did win their game today, 8-7, a wild one in Pittsburgh. Both teams finished the series 31-31. It was 8-3 before the Pirates scored 4 times over the final 2 innings. So the Dodgers hang on. Hudson, Alexander, Baez, Garcia, Fields, Paredes, Goodell, Stewart, and Jansen all work for the Dodgers. That's 9 pitchers in 9 innings. A late scratch. Their starting pitcher today, so they had to go with a full bullpen day. Only, let's see, three of the 9 got more than 3 outs.
Baez went 2 innings. He was credited with the win.
Pedro Baez 2 innings. That had to take like an hour and a half, right?
Jamison Tyone took the loss for the Pirates.
1-2 on Santana. Make it 2-2.
Jock Peterson hit a couple of home runs in that game. Bellinger hit his 11th. Diaz for the Pirates. Number 4, Cervelli hit his 9th.
Bounce back to Dunsing. Looks back the runner. A low throw. Rizzo with a nice late adjustment. And that right there is why some guys do fire it over there at 85 miles an hour. When you take something off it,
yeah,
you don't have the same control. So Altair got Cishek last night. They're going to match up again here today. Cubs lead by 1, 6th inning. We're back in a moment. And Steve Cishek.
Yeah, a rematch. Altair took him deep. First pitch hanging slider. He hit it straightaway center field for a 3-run home run. Cishek came into that game with a couple men on base. First home run he has allowed this year. First one in 53 innings or something like that. And he out right now of 198 for Steve. Just because it didn't work last night doesn't mean it's a bad idea today.
Off the inside corner, ball 1. Altair has reached twice today and grounded out. No hits. Hit by a pitch and a walk. Missed inside yet again. 2-0.
Here's how it went down last night. I don't know if it was so much a hanging slider, but just a slider in the strike zone, trying to get ahead.
Just foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good year last year for Altair, a breakout year for him. This year has not gone well. I think he's trending in the right direction now, swinging the bat with a little more confidence. Steve went an inning and a third last night through 20 pitches. He's proven to be very durable. Able to sustain his stuff despite a lot of work.
2-2 coming from C Crawford. Almost hit him. Everything in.
Well, he got extended on that breaking ball last night. Cishek not inclined to give him another one out there. Maybe a sweeper off the outside edge might get a chase.
Right down the middle on a slider. So the Phillies scored twice. Cubs still lead this game, but it's now only a 1-run advantage.
Did that last night. It was a walk-off grand slam. You don't see that every day. On Monday, June 18th, Cubs play the Dodgers. First pitch will be at 7:05. After the first early arriving 10,000 fans receive a Jason Hayward bobblehead presented by Pepsi. For more information, visit Cubs.com. See that? Get a walk-off grand slam and make a bobblehead out of it.
Even poured Gatorade on the bobblehead. Luis Garcia.
First man out of the chute for the Phillies today. 29th appearance, 2-1 with a 3.63. Swifty slider splitter for the right-hander. Been with the Phillies since 2013. Not always in the big leagues.
Fly into center.
Make sure you go hard down the line on a ball like that today because of the sun. We've already seen Herrera misplay one. You don't want to get embarrassed and end up on first base when you could have had second.
That brings up Schwarber for the third time. $40,057 inside the friendly confines. Outside miss on 99.
99 is becoming commonplace. Oh, had real good movement too.
It's almost that Fernando Rodney closed stance.
Yeah. You know, everybody talks about the game a lot and writes about the game. Seems to have good ideas how to improve the game or change the game. Why don't we move the mound back?
Yeah, that's one idea.
Neutralize some of this velocity, but only based on your velocity. Oh, 99. Okay, you're going back 3 strides.
It's hard to have a mound. You'd have to have a moving platform.
We're floating. We'll keep the mound where it is and just have a plate that's not locked in, and you slide that back.
Swing and a miss, 3-2. Happ on deck. Cousins on the move for the out. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Garcia off.
Ooh,
Go.
baby. Liori.
Avasail.
Oh. Freddie.
The late Dave.
Greg.
His grandson. Adonis.
Mike, the Chief.
Damaso.
Oh, man. You got a cheat sheet over there? I concede.
We've hit a lot of them. Carlos
Garcia.
1-2 on Happ. That's a good baseball surname.
Probably no Stans in there. Probably no Stan Garcia. A little Jerry Garcia.
All right, there was a Chico Garcia, 1954, 39 games at the expansion Baltimore, well, not the expansion, the Baltimore Orioles, who had moved from St. Louis. Luis goes 1-2-3 in the 6th. Phillies bat in the 7th, trailing the Cubs by 1.
like the Dell EMC Legend Suite, which includes an all-inclusive suite experience. And best of all, a visit from a former Cub player. Visit Cubs.com/premier for an option that fits your needs.
Left-hander Justin Wilson.
Scoreless inning last night, no hits, a walk, a strikeout through 13 pitches.
And, his responsibility has increased in terms of pitching in higher leverage spots. Carl Edwards Jr. on the DL, Mike Montgomery in the rotation.
Yeah, I would say Justin kind of fully rehabbed, maybe not the best way to put it, but a guy who really struggled with his command last year and early this year, to the point where he was one of the low guys on the totem pole. Now he's still going to have his walks, but he's cut way down on them. It's a lot of swings and misses, and the confidence level has gone way up.
Cousins pops it up. Wynn might push that ball out of play, and it does.
Confidence level, I don't know that he ever lost his confidence, but what I'm talking about is the confidence that the manager has in him.
Got him for the first out.
Hat trick for Cousins. 3 strikeouts. He's also walked today. Ninth strikeout for Cubs pitching. They recorded 16 in the ball game last night.
Now batting right-handed for the first time today. He was deemed to have violated the home plate collision rule with an illegal block of Albert Almora. One and one. The rarely called rule these days, at least. It was initially instituted. It was called way too much.
Reds won their ball game against the Rockies, scored 2 in the 13th.
That was a Jesse Winker 2-run homer to win it. Former Cub Chris Russin.
Former Cub Dylan Floro got the win.
Topping me with a former Cubs. Wade Davis, another former Cub. His third save. He blew what, 1 last year in the regular season, and it was late in the year, I believe, in Milwaukee. Two balls, 2 strikes. Franco on deck.
Whoa.
On the outside.
Rockies came into play today tied with the Diamondbacks atop the National League West, just a game and a half better than the Giants, 2 games better than the Dodgers, 4.5 ahead of last place San Diego. With everybody hovering right around 500.
Knapp reaches on the walk. And here is Franco, came on as a pinch hitter in the 5th. And he's now playing third base.
Franco pulls the ball on the ground a lot to the left side of the diamond. Now Wilson's more of a fly ball type pitcher, power pitcher. Swings and misses up there and fly balls. Well, if he gets his ground ball, he might get his double play.
Cardinals a 4-1 winner over the Marlins. Nicholas 7-1. Norris got the save. 2 strikes to Franco.
Kind of that invisible, the swing and miss of the fastball right through the heart of the strike zone. Now it's not just deception. He's got velocity too at 95. He's underneath that riding heater of Wilson.
Cardinals with the win now, just 3 games back in the division. The Cubs are 1 out. Chance to get within a half game if they win this one today. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Now Nick Williams.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he would be available to pinch hit today. Came out of the ball game last night. He hurt his wrist. Running into the wall and left.
Not a big lead at first by Knapp. And Williams with a home run swing came up empty. He hit a 2-run homer off Kyle Hendricks in the Phillies 6-1 win on Tuesday night. Knocked in 3 in that ball game. And down 0-2 here against Wilson.
Well, he's been awfully good, hasn't he, in the pinch?
Been great at it. He's been just about as good as anybody in the league, except for Tommy La Stella. They've probably been the 2 best. Called strike 3. Joe Montana coming up. 7th inning stretch brought to you by St. Xavier University.
Guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, actor and Chicago native Joe Montana.
Are you ready, Gary? From the box seats to the bleachers, a 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root for the Commies. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball
Third Man Pressing to offer fans an exclusive vinyl record ticket package featuring a limited edition 7-inch vinyl with Eddie Vedder's All the Way and Steve Goodman's Go Cubs Go. It's sure to be a collector's item. To purchase tickets for this limited offer, visit Cubs.com/vinyl.
Adebray Ramos gets Jimenez on a swing and miss. Chris started that big 3-run rally. We take the lead in the 5th on an infield hit with 1 out. Kingery one-hands it. Ben Zobrist will bat for Wilson. It was good to see Joe Montaigne, huge Cub fan, Chicago native. Nice hand for Zobrist. Cubs lead 4-3, bottom 7. A strike. Two.
Did Zoe get clearance to wear his black spikes?
Well, they had been working on a solution.
I have to assume he did.
And I would imagine that it will work out so he's able to do that. That is foul by maybe a foot.
Took a caller last night. Saw a lot of breaking pitches from Aaron Nola. He has a very good curveball.
Long run Cousins, and he won't get there. The ball ends up foul as he slides into the sidewall, and he's able to get up and is okay.
Yeah, big man moves well. Looks like a tight end. 6'6", 245.
Got him looking.
I don't know about that. We've seen a wide zone called from time to time today. Backdoor slider appeared to stay off the outside edge. And tugs it back a little bit, and Marley buys it.
Nobody on.
Looking for damage here, looking for extra bases.
At the inside.
This thing, you're looking for a pitch in the zone you can hit. Should get something here on 2-0. Almost likes his slider, throws it almost 60% of the time.
Kicks and fires, and it's 3-0. will do it. Cubs go 1-2-3 for the second consecutive inning as they nurse a 1-run lead in the late innings.
For a 3-game weekend set, and here are your Verizon projected starters. Mike Montgomery in the opener right here on NBC Sports Chicago. John Lester in game 2, and Kyle Hendricks going in the finale. And it was interesting, Jake Arrieta made it a point when he met with the media to talk about the influence that John Lester had on him, especially now that he's kind of taken on that role as the ace and the leader of that clubhouse, which we have seen. And he said, my confidence level was influenced a lot by him, and I'm incredibly thankful for that. And it's been incredible to see him continue to dominate at such a high level. So a lot of praise towards John Lester and just the mentorship and teammates that they were, guys. It was pretty cool.
Thank you, Kelly. Pedro Strop.
So we're in the 8th here, top of the 8th. Cubs are 28-1 when they have a lead entering the 8th inning. Now, a good share of those games, I'm guessing it wasn't a 1-run lead, but nonetheless, they've been very good at closing out these ball games.
2-1.
Doing some counting in between innings. And I could be off because, counting's a bit of a challenge. Phillies have sent 36 men to the plate today. There have been 21 outcomes where the ball's not been put in play.
2018 baseball. Rizzo scoops. Strop at the bag. 3-1 on the putout.
Strop up in the pen last night, but did not get into the ball game. Last worked back on June 1st in New York.
Well, this is the top of their order here in the 8th inning. A 1-run ball game. One Herrera takes low. Pirates lost today. They'll be here tomorrow. They'll come in at 31-31. They're in 4th place. Popped up on the infield. Baez will make the grab. 2 down.
The Budweiser Concert Series at Gallagher Way presents their second show Friday, June 22nd, featuring XRT favorites Big Head Todd and the Monsters. Come out and enjoy a great night of music. Tickets are available at gallagherway.com/events.
Kingery, 2 outs, nobody on. And a strike, bottom of the zone. 2-run double in the 6th inning. Got the Phillies to within 1. Let's see if Rizzo has room. Nope. Almost into the dugout.
Yeah, and, in a perfect world on balls like that, fielders are taught to get to the railing, get to the barrier, and work your way back. But on a day like today, like so many day games here, with the wind and the bright sky overhead, you can't afford to be taking your eye off that ball, because if you do, you might not pick it back up.
Slowly rolled to Baez. No charge. That's it. Stroke. Nicely done. 1, 2, 3 go the Phillies in the 8th. Cubs will try to add to their lead when we return. True moment. And this run looming large. An insurance run making it 4-1. At the time, Almora was called out at the plate, but on further review, New York decided Andrew Knapp with an illegal block with home plate.
It was a 3-run 5th for the Cubs. Started with a strikeout of Ian Happ. Jimenez hit a little slow roll around in front of home plate. for an infield hit. Pivetta, the Phillies starting pitcher, made an ill-advised throw to first base for an error, allowed Jimenez to move up, and then he walked Brian Dunsing. And he will not sleep tonight because of that sequence of events. One, he shouldn't have made the throw on Jimenez, and then walking Dunsing. If Jimenez is on first base, Dunsing's probably bunting. But anywho, it all blew up on him. The Cubs scored 3.
Adam Morgan took the loss last night, gave up the grand slam to Jason Hayward. And a first pitch strike on Listella.
The irony of it, the walk to Dunsing, the only walk issued by Phillies pitching here today.
Strike 2.
So Brian would argue that he's the most disciplined Cubs hitter. Knows how to work a walk.
Takes it. It's 1-2. We'll see the Phillies again late in the year at Citizens Bank Park, August 31st through September 2nd.
We got another catcher's interference.
Really? Second one today. So Listella reaching twice on catcher's interference. The batter is Bryant. Strike 1.
Infield hit an RBI today for Chris. Morgan, a former starter, has made the move to the bullpen, and we've seen a significant uptick in his velocity. 95, 97 last night. As a starter, we'd see him 89 to 91 for the most part.
Runner at first, nobody out. Cubs lead by 1 in the 8th. 2-2 on Bryant. Wind has kicked up a little bit, blowing straight in. That's out number 1. Morgan fans Bryant. And it will bring up Rizzo. Hefty home run time. Rizzo back in the 4th inning, made it 1-0 on his 10th of the year. He's got about 8 moves when he goes into the set position. Watch this. Not quite there. There. On the ground. Hernandez will make the throw for the out at first. That's Textbook work by the Phillies and a nice job by LaStella to hang in there as long as he could. And we'll go to the 9th inning. It's the Cubs 4 and the Phillies 3.
The Cubs welcome the other Pennsylvania team to Wrigley. Watch Mike Montgomery get the start against the Pirates. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live. Or if you're stuck at work, you can stream the game live on the NBC Sports app. Hey, look at all those fine folks enjoying a lovely day out in Gallagher Way.
Hoping for a Cubs win. They've got a 4-3 lead in the 9th. Brandon Morrow struggled in a tie game last night. He gave up the go-ahead home run to Dylan Cousins, and he's on for a save chance today. Cousins, by the way, due 3rd behind Santana and Altair. Santana will dust himself off.
Time to regroup here. This one headed right towards his chin.
Two balls, no strikes. See the defensive alignment with the shortstop Baez playing between Rizzo and LaStella. Caught by Morrow! Boy, the ball caught him. It doesn't matter. 1 out here in the 9th.
Well, first he knocks him down, then he breaks his heart. Boom, boom. Finishes up pretty square to home plate. That gives him a fighting chance to make a play on a ball like that.
I love the reaction. No reaction. One out, 9th inning. Altair will bat for the 5th time. comes, and it's off the outside corner. Swing and a miss on 98. Strike two.
98 on the edge that time.
Ground ball, Rizzo has to get it. Morrow at first. Got him.
Jose Flores demanding that they check this one. The footwork was a little awkward at first base by Brandon Morrow. That's a difficult play to convert with Anthony ranging far to his right. He got off a good throw. He's really good at this play. Throws it hard. But Morrow looking for the ball in the bag, and I'm not sure he got there.
Probably an easy.
Yeah, just go ahead and challenge it for the Phillies.
He's not going to challenge. Oh, he got it.
Oh, he got it.
He got
brush the top.
So 2 outs, and it's Cousins. So this is kind of fun, right? Cechek got Altair looking in the 6th today after Altair hit the home run yesterday, and Morrow gets a chance at Cousins again.
Yeah, Cousins, a rookie with very little experience in a big moment. He has struck out 3 times already today.
The 0-1 from Brandon. Misses.
He has big time power.
First major league home run came last night.
Hundy.
Pulled foul. 2-2.
Now the 2-strike anxiety creeps in a little bit for Cousins on top of everything else that's going on as he represents the Phillies' last chance here. That's a guy armed with a 100-mile-per-hour heater. Might have been looking for 105 there.
It's been a hard-fought series. Cubs trying to take 2 out of 3. The 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Knapp will be pulled back for a pinch hitter. I'm guessing it's Alfaro, and it is.
That's all they got left. Well, I think those last 2 fastballs are a byproduct of the fact that Cousins got him last night. Brandon just reaching back, trying to find a little something extra, really misfiring.
Morrow hit Alfaro last night. He'll come off the bench today. And bat in the 9th inning, down a run with a man at first. 2 outs.
There is a scenario. highly unlikely that the Phillies could load the bases here and have to use a pitcher to hit with the game on the line. The pitcher spot is 2 spots away in the batting order.
Swing and a miss. 1-1.
If this were Ruth and Garrett do up, I'd walk them both and go after the pitcher.
Well, if it came to that, I'm guessing Zach Eflin would be a choice, or Arrieta.
Well, wouldn't that be
Could
something?
you imagine Jake Arrieta pinch hitting with the bases loaded in a 1-run game, 9th inning?
You kind of almost want to see it.
2-1.
Rein it in a little bit here.
I think Arrieta would have a fist fight with Zach Eflin if it came to that. I'm batting. Morrow focused on Alfaro. The pitch. 2-2.
Good challenge hitter. Alfaro won't be able to claim that they tiptoed around him. Pretty good take right there.
Would love to make your pitch 2-2 now. Cousins will get a head start. The outfield is playing back, but a gapper could tie it.
Anthony's going to go ahead and hold him on here and just tighten that secondary lead up a little bit.
One cutter, the rest have been fastballs. A 6-pitch sequence here against Alfaro. Runner goes, another 3-2, and hit foul. Cubs win. They take 2 out of 3. A 4-3 final today. This felt like a playoff game.
Yeah, well, there's a lot going on in this ball game with Chatwood's control struggles early. All the strikeouts, a lot of walks, hard-fought game, controversial play, if you want to call it that, at the plate.
I've got the Phillies leaving 14 men on base.
Yeah, base runners in every inning. Anthony Rizzo with a home run, a sac fly, and don't forget that the bunt play, the Pivetta attempted to slug bunt early in the ball game with runners on first and second. It turned into a double play, largely because of Anthony's aggressive nature down there defending the bunt.
Phillies left 13 on. They went 2 for 11 with men in scoring position. Dunsing the win in relief, 2-0. Pivetta, the starter, takes the loss, 4-5. Morrow with his 15th save. And the toast of the game is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. And we're going with Anthony Rizzo. Knocked in 2 with a homer and a sac fly.
Yeah, homered last night as well. He's been really swinging it well for a good long while now after a very sluggish start to the season. Last month and change, he's been outstanding. There's the play at the plate that was originally called out, overturned safe. Cubs win by a run. They are now 11 games above 500 for the first time all year.
Kelly's down on the field. It's our On the Diamond interview presented by James & Sons Fine Jewelers.
Thanks a lot, guys. Well, Anthony, you got the scoring started there in the fourth with that solo shot. Your 10th of the year, and not that you're counting, but that was your 175th as a Cub, which means you pass Andre Dawson for 13th on the franchise. I thought I might be telling you that, but can you put into words what an accomplishment like that means for you?
Well, I mean, it's the Hawk. You know, he's a Hall of Famer and one of the best ever wear this jersey. So it's pretty special. I love playing here. I'm fortunate to be healthy for pretty much my whole time here. So I mean, this is the best place to play in the world. So I appreciate it every day.
It was a big one. And then your sack fly there, that was the game-winning run, really, that you scored there. But what did you make of the play at the plate with Almora? I mean, you've been involved with these. It was another close one.
Yeah, it's dangerous. You know, we slide there, he gets crushed. We don't. It's a very sensitive play that you don't really know what to do. The catchers don't know what to do. The position players don't know what to do. So. Fortunately enough there, both guys come out healthy and no one gets hurt, so that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and you guys get the run. Now, you guys 9-2 over your last 11. Would you say you're close to hitting your stride now, or how close is this team to really hitting on all cylinders?
I mean, this is a good series for us. They have a good staff, they have a good bullpen, so we grinded through these games. Yesterday obviously was something really special, but to come out today and get a win and keep this going, we got Pittsburgh coming in tomorrow, so we should be ready to play tomorrow and win tomorrow.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it. Guys, there you go. Anthony Rizzo, 1 for 3 today. 2 big RBIs.
And Anthony receives a $500 gift card from James & Sons Fine Jewelers. So for JD, for Kelly, for Doug, our entire NBC Sports Chicago crew, Len Casper with your final score. The Cubs 4, the Phillies 3, and we're right back here tomorrow afternoon. 12:30 for our pregame coverage. First pitch 1:20 as the Pirates and the Cubs will do battle. If the Cubs win that game, they would be tied with Milwaukee before the Brewers play the Phillies tomorrow night. Coming up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Post-game live. Stay tuned.